Howdy there, pilgrims. Was that, a cowboy clown? I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right. I never know how to start these fucking things. How's it going, everybody? Hopefully pretty good. That's what I'm hoping. Hoping everyone's doing well. I'm pretty amused today. I'm in a pretty tickled mood. Just because of all the the news stories I've gotten to sort through today. Nothing really super relevant to life on Earth. Maybe arguably the midterms. But most of what I got for you today is just superficial baubles of very little significance. You know, the kind of stuff that you like. It's crazy that some people still haven't accepted TJ as their guy. I know. It's ridiculous. It truly is ridiculous. Thank you for the $7.99 in fake Australian money. I appreciate you, even though you're Australian. It's a beautiful thing. TJ got an amusing hat on for his mood. I know. Actually, this is I bought this hat. I bought this hat for like $70 or something. Some ridiculous amount of money. I was drunk at a pub in the UK, drinking with some fans of the Drunken Peasants podcast. And someone had this hat. And they cared about it very deeply. It was somehow sentimental to them. And so I liked it as well. And I'd never really seen a hat like it. I'd never worn a hat quite like it. And so I decided to buy it from them. And they would not accept. They really did not want to sell it at all. I kept upping the offer. And it took a large crowd of people peer pressuring them into selling me this hat before they finally sold it to me. Very reluctantly. And they were very distraught, but I was very happy because I got their hat. And because of that, the sentimental value of this hat carries on to me. I don't know why that person valued the hat so much, but I know that I value it so much because I was able to get someone who did not want to part with it to part with it. And it was later stolen from me by a coworker of my wife at Starbucks. She brought the hat to work one day and wore it, and then he stole it from her. And then it took me several weeks of haranguing her to harangue him to get me this hat back. Finally, I did, because if I had lost this hat, I would have been a sad boy. So now it's my hat. It is eternally my hat. Any who try to separate me from this hat will suffer a fate far worse than death. How much for the hat, TJ? I don't know. How much would I sell this hat for? I mean, this hat does have tremendous sentimental value to me. And I'm not going to be a sucker like that other guy and let it go for fucking a mere $70. You want this hat? Tell you what. $8,000 and it's yours. $8,000 and you can have this hat. Other than that, don't even come to me with a lesser offer. What about $1,000? Fuck off. What about $7,500? Fuck off. $8,000 is the price of this hat. And in fact, for anyone who tries to offer me a lesser figure, the price goes up to 10. That's how it goes. 250,000 Vietnam dongs. No, go away. But I'm going to wear it backwards today. Some people say that with this hat like this, it looks like a Muslim hat. I don't really know. $8,000, ha ha ha, that's so much for a hat. Well, yeah, because I don't want to sell it. That's how much I don't want to sell the hat. But there is, I mean, of course, there is a price. There's always a point at which I cannot say no. And $8,000 is that point. That is the minimum. And I would still be distraught. I'd still be sad to see the hat go. But at 8,000, I don't think I could possibly say no. The Splinter gave... What was with my Australian people today? It's Australian payday. Lord TJ, first of his kind, great sage, equal of heaven. You mean greater than heaven? Excuse me? Superior to heaven? Inshallah, brother TJ. Yes, yes, of course. Maybe the man was Muslim. He was not Muslim. I can tell you this. He did not give me a Muslim vibe. I had a favorite hat I had for 9 years and lost it being drunk one night. Did I buy this? Is this your hat? Did I buy this from you? I can smell that beard through the screen. It actually smells quite flowery right now. I don't know. I'd need a second opinion, but it very much is a floral scent. Almost like you ever been to someone's house where they have that bowl of like weird potpourri chips and stuff, you know? They have that weird bowl of like perfumed crap sitting around. And at first you think it's food and you get excited, but then you look at it and you're like, oh, that's just some nasty ass bowl of weird smelling potpourri. That's what this beard kind of smells like. But it smells like one of those that's been out too long and lost like 90% of its smell. But it's like the faint hint of weak potpourri. So I don't know. I don't know why that would be. Maybe that's the scent of the beard oil that I use on it. But I think the beard oil I use is unscented. So that couldn't be it. I really don't know why the beard would smell of anything, to be honest with you. Potpourri. Did you vote, TJ? I recently moved, and I moved to a place where I am not yet registered to vote. So, no. I'm not going to be able to vote in these midterms. I don't know that I would have anyway, but even if I wanted to, it's a moot point. TJ, would your beard become a hazard if you rode a motorcycle? I presume that it wouldn't be too much of a hazard because if there's one group of people that are pretty notorious for keeping long beards, it's motorcycle guys. So probably your hair shampoo. That's true because I do use the same shampoo I use on my hair. I also use on my beard. So it's probably a scent in the shampoo or conditioner or something. Confirmed, TJ sweats potpourri. I don't think any of you know how to spell potpourri. That's okay, though. It's really not that important. How much for the beard, TJ? It's, how much for the beard? I don't know. Like, for me to shave it off and, like, send it to you in a box? I mean, this beard represents 2 years of growing this beard, which is an annoying process. And, like, how many years do I have left? If I die at the same age as my father of massive heart failure, then, you know, I have 23 years, 24 years left on this planet, give or take. So I don't have too many of these, you know, too much time to grow this beard again, you know? And it represents a pretty significant portion of my lifetime. So, thanks, Hunter, for the 2 pounds. So I guess it would probably be, let's say $20,000. $20,000. I'll shave the beard off. I'll put it in a box, and I will mail it to you. That's the deal. You want the beard? That's how much it costs. I'll do it. Anyone who wants to buy my beard for $20,000, here it sits. It's for you. There's a vaccine for aging that Japan is working on would mitigate age-related disease. Cool. Keep eating poorly. Don't worry, I will. You got it, Chief. How much for your body, bitch? I mean, if I'm dead, that's, you know, at that point, I'm the property of my wife, so you're gonna have to negotiate that with her. That's no longer, I'm no longer in charge of that. So yeah. Recent college grad, I'm lost, regret major advice. Look, I know that the underwater basket weaving thing isn't working out the way that you thought, but keep looking. I'm sure someone needs one. I love that underwater basket weaver is the go-to useless degree, but I don't know. I think underwater basket weaving sounds pretty awesome, personally. I don't know. If someone can weave a basket underwater, I mean, it's a pretty useless skill, true, but it seems monetizable, you know? I'd pay. You know, you go to an aquarium and you're looking at all the fish. Maybe you need something to break it up. You round the corner, and there's a, you know, in one of the fish tanks, someone's weaving a basket underwater. You know, it's like, oh, wow. Look at that. They're weaving that basket right underwater like that. That's crazy. More impressive than a English degree, in my opinion. Yeah, it would be more impressive than an English degree in the opinion of someone who says a English degree. More impressive than a English degree. Fuck. Oh, you dumb fuck. God, I love you. I love your stupid fucking moronic face. I can't even see it, but I can imagine it in my head. And oh my God, it's a doozy. Oh, so pretty, so beautiful. Anyway, unless you guys want to deluge me with super chats, I guess we can move on to the actual planned content of the day. I'll give you a minute to contemplate that. Whether you want content or you want to give me money. I hope you choose the money path, but the content path also, I hear, very lovely this time of year. You fat. Well, that's it. I retire. I'm not recovering from you fat. Too brutal. Too brutal for me. You know, whatever happened to civility? That's what I want to know. I need to fucking start putting this, instead of like just having it in the A&W zero sugar root beer can, I need like a bottle of like a wine glass, you know, so I look sophisticated. I'll even swirl it around and stuff, like, oh yes. Meanwhile, drinking diet fucking root beer. My girlfriend bought a bunch of beta females, and I named them after drag queens like Sharon Needles and Iva Dong. Good for you. Too many colors in that beard. Hey, there's money. $9.99 from Steve. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, I say. You Fat sounds like a delivery service run solely by fatties. And there's your next $1 million business idea, folks. We will send a fat person to your door. We cannot do 20,000 because of platforms. Sorry, YN key is broken. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I wish all those sugar-free sodas didn't have aspartame in them. Why not? Aspartame is the best of the artificial sweeteners, I feel. It's the least... I mean, all artificial sweeteners kind of suck, but I think aspartame is the least suck of them. Next thing you know, TJ is going to make a Patreon tier where you can skip the banter. No, I'll never let you skip the banter. How dare you? How dare you, sir? I missed the butt gifts. Yeah, well, sorry. Blame the right-wing fucktards that kept getting the streams age-gated. Because I know it was them. You ever need someone to claim to believe in freedom of speech and not believe in freedom of speech? Find yourself a right-wing dipshit. Oh, yeah, well, that kind of is a good segue right into our first story, I guess. So let's just do it. Let's do this shit. So, Ethan Klein, H3H3, yeah. Banned off of Twitter. Goodbye. Good fucking bye, Ethan Klein. You're gone. You broke the Twitter rules, you piece of shit. How fucking goddamn dare you? You broke the rules, and now you must be punished. So what did he do? Let's take a look at what he did, because it's pretty bad. So yeah, he posed as Elon Musk here. He posed as Elon Musk, all right? You know, so here's the thing. There is this thing on Twitter that's called a blue check mark. And the purpose behind the blue check mark is so that if you are a person of note, like, say, Elon Musk, you get this blue check mark so that people, when they visit your page, they know that they're dealing with the real Elon Musk and not some parody account. That is what the blue check mark is supposed to be for. So then Elon Musk shows up and he says, everyone gets a blue check mark, but you got to pay me $8 a month. Anyone who's willing to pay me $8 a month gets a blue check mark. And people are like, that's stupid, because it's not a fucking status symbol. It's meant to prevent identity theft on the platform. And Elon's like, I don't care. And so a bunch of people are like, all right, well, since you don't care about that problem, we're going to imitate you. And they did, and they've all been banned for it. Because I guess, whoops, it is a problem after all, dipshit. You stupid rich billionaire fuck. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so here's what H3H3 tweeted with their Elon Musk parody account, which, by the way, it was clearly labeled a parody account. Wrong take, TJ. Nope. Right take, dipshit. Fuck out of my chat, bitch. You're banned. You're not banned. Whatever. Elon Musk says, yes, I could have ended world hunger instead of buying Twitter, but people don't understand the importance of having a free and open platform. If somebody dies of starvation in Sudan, it won't affect the world. But being able to say the N-word on Twitter is a right we all deserve. You know, the funny thing about this is, when I first read it, I thought that it was actually Elon. And it wasn't even suspicious when I got to the end. It's like, huh. That does sound like something he'd say. My bullshit detector is not yet going off. And then people are going to say the N-word on Twitter. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to accept for the cause of free speech. Well, Elon Musk did something I thought was impossible. He made an already terrible website even worse. He made it worse, but let's be real. On some level, he kind of made it better. Not on any of the levels that he promised, but more just because, oh, by the way, this is the one where I actually realized that this was a parody of Elon Musk right here. Tesla autopilot is only responsible for 6 accidental deaths. That sounds bad, but when compared to how many people die of car accidents, it's really not that serious. I'm like, Elon would never mention the fact that Tesla autopilot is responsible for 6 deaths. And then I looked and I saw, oh, this is H3H3 Productions, you know, making fun of old Elon Musk. Haha, very funny. But the result of that comedy, I guess, remember how Elon Musk, like when he first took charge of Twitter, he tweeted, comedy is now legal on Twitter. Guess not. Because you know what? H3H3, Ethan Klein or whatever, actually made some pretty funny jokes here at Elon's expense. Although I think the problem here is really that they were too close to stuff that Elon would actually say. They weren't exaggerated enough for me to actually realize that I wasn't reading real Elon Musk tweets. So I guess that's kind of a problem. By the way, if you want to know my opinion on Ethan Klein / H3H3, I wouldn't give a fuck if he was hit by a bus tomorrow. Wouldn't care. It has nothing to do with me defending him as a person, because I don't watch him. I don't care about him. I don't give a rat's ass one way or the other. This is not about that. The next person that we're going to talk about, I give even less of a fuck about, which is Kathy Griffin. But before we get to Kathy Griffin, let's talk about Razorfish. Remember old Razorfish? You know, he's a very eloquent dude. As long as he's got his script in front of him. You get him away from that script, all of a sudden not so eloquent. But hey, you know, whatever. Not everyone can be good off the cuff. A lot of people, they need that crutch of the script. And I presume he writes his own script. So, you know, that is coming from within him. That's an important thing to keep in mind. But anyway, he says, H3H3 spent the past 5 years celebrating every unjustified Twitter suspension up to and including the President of the United States. But now wants us to break out the sad fiddles for this. I'd tell Ethan Klein to chin up, but he'd need to have one first. Oh, shit. He actually has multiple chins. Usually if someone's fat, you joke that they have a double chin or even a triple chin, not that they have no chin. But anyway, yeah, I don't think anyone's expecting you to break out the fiddle for Ethan Klein. It's not about playing the fiddle of sadness that he got banned. It's about Elon Musk is a fucking hypocrite, and so are you. Because you're all super free speech until someone that you don't like gets banned, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, you know, tired of winning yet, boys? All of a sudden, whoa, I love censorship now. Weren't you the anti-censorship people like 2 fucking seconds ago? Yeah, but that was before our tech oligarch was in charge. You know what I mean? Now it's different. Oh, okay. So you're hypocrites. Or you're not even really hypocrites. You're just people who say what you need to say in the moment. You know, if you're the ones being censored, oh my God, we hate censorship. No, you don't. You hate when you're censored. Because as soon as your opponents are the ones getting censored, the story changes. Like, oh, I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. Good. Good. About time. About goddamn time. All right. So, breaking. Kathy Griffin. I mean, can you think of a more beloved figure in America than Kathy Griffin, guys? Come on. Yeah, that's true. A fiddle is a happy instrument, too. A sad fiddle is just a violin. The fiddle and the violin are the same instrument. The only difference is just how they're played. If you're playing the fiddle, it's happy. So, you know, you should just say violin. Anyway, whatever. That's neither here nor there. Razor is a champ. Sorry to say. Hey, you know, I mean, he's the champ in your heart, buddy. I'm not going to take it away from you. If he's the champion in your little heart of hearts, I'm not going to take that from you. But anyway, so I don't know who this guy is. Doesn't really matter. Breaking. Kathy Griffin has been suspended from Twitter for impersonating Elon Musk. And then Elon responds, actually, she was suspended for impersonating a comedian. Woo! Woo! Love it. Love it. Elon. Boom goes the dynamite. Oh, shit. Actually, she was suspended. Okay. You know, funny joke. Fair enough. Kind of funny. 500,000 likes. Probably from all these people who were so excited that they were finally going to have a free speech platform. Then Elon is like, no, she's bullying me. She's gone. And they're like, woo, yeah, you get her, Elon. Woohoo. Yeah, destroy her, Elon. You got her, guy. Oh, man. They don't give a shit. They don't give a flying motherfuck about freedom of speech. Don't ever believe that they do. Every time a conservative says the words freedom of speech, just know that they don't give a fuck about it. They don't care about it. The second that it's inconvenient for them, the second that it's their political opponents being censored, all of a sudden, the tune fucking changes real quick. Real goddamn quick. Oh, yeah. Now that my enemies are the ones getting censored, this is the greatest day of my life. I love censorship, actually. Whoever said I didn't like it? Of course I like it. Here's a tweet. Elon Musk said permanent bans shouldn't happen. Free speech is guaranteed and comedy is now allowed on Twitter until Kathy Griffin, a comedian, used her free speech to tease him, and he permanently banned her. Aw. Aw. Poor Elon, dude. Dude, Elon Musk, the man who literally spent $44 billion to stop people from bullying him on Twitter. Wow. I mean, this is the snowflake of snowflakes. I mean, this is like a Star Trek entity sized snowflake, motherfucker. I mean, who does this Elon Musk think he is? God? Elon Musk would fire God on the spot. Probably for giving him such a shitty hairline, you know what I mean? Here's a guy. End wokeness. Celebrating. Kathy Griffin just got banned from Twitter. Tired of winning yet? Oh, shit. Got her. Got her again, man. Got her again. Wow. Freedom of speech at last. Free at last. Free at last. You know who else got banned from Twitter? Not permanently. But you know who got a 12-hour suspension for this? I've said a lot of shit on Twitter. And my old account is banned, so obviously I'm too hot for old Twitter. I'm still too hot for new Twitter. God damn it, Elon Musk. Unban this account so I can use it to advocate for you to be guillotined. And he fucking gave me a 12-hour suspension for that. Probably not him personally, but still. I love it that of all the shit I say, it was my tweet talking a little shit to Elon Musk that got me the 12-hour ban. Now, granted, the guillotine line might have been a bit far. Might have been a little bit far, but still, you know, it's still a joke, right? I mean, the whole joke is unban this so I can advocate for this, right? It's like a freedom of speech joke. But whatever. I got banned for 12 hours. So here's a little meme for you. I love this meme. You know? Legalized comedy. Comedy is now legal on Twitter. Going forward, any Twitter handles engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying parody will be permanently suspended. So, here's an interesting thing. When Kathy Griffin did it, I think she did it before he made this tweet at the bottom you hear. Kathy Griffin did it. She did not notate that it was a parody. When Ethan Klein did it, he did notate that it was a parody, but he didn't notate it in the Twitter handle itself. And people say, well, he was banned because of that. But let's see. Here we go. Then this happens right here. Elon Musk is now suspending parody accounts that are completely compliant with Twitter's terms of service, including the rules that he made up on a whim. This account just said Elon Musk and in quotations, parody. So even the accounts that follow the made-up rules that he created on a whim are still getting suspended for pretending to be him, quote unquote. Even as parody is right there in the name, like he asked. He doesn't care because it's not about that. It's just about protecting himself from anyone criticizing him. It's just about, you made fun of me? Well, you're gone. It's a $44 billion Elon Musk Hugbox. That's all the fuck Twitter is now. A $44 billion safe space for Elon Musk so that no one can ever be mean to him again. Holy shit. I mean, my God, guys. Jesus Christ. Elon Musk fanboys crying in the chat, lol. You know what? They can cry all they want. I mean, look at the man they emulate. The biggest crybaby on the face of the fucking earth. So, of course, he's going to have a bunch of little crybaby sycophants. Go suck his fucking dick, then. Go suck Elon's little weird dick. Have you ever watched Thunderfoot's never-ending takedown of Elon con man BS? No, I've never really watched too many of those. I might have seen one or two on the subject of the Hyperloop. I'm honestly, to be totally frank with you, not a big fan of the Elon Musk takedown videos that Thunderfoot makes, because it just seems like Thunderfoot saying that because I can point out some problems that exist within a nascent technology, that means that such said technology will never work. But if you look historically, there have been some very well-informed scientific minds that told us that things like the airplane will never work. So I don't know. It seems very premature to say that such and such tech will never get off the ground. And I know this because I'm a very smart scientist. Doesn't necessarily track, and it does seem like it's more about shitting on Elon Musk than it is about the technologies themselves. But Thunderfoot's a very smart guy, so I'm sure that his criticisms are worth taking seriously. But I would rather be sort of a more futurist-minded person. But I hate that these sorts of futuristic technologies all too often are being pushed not by genuinely creative people, but by billionaire pieces of shit like Elon Musk. Like, I didn't find out until very recently. We all know, I think, at this point that Thomas Edison was a total fraud who stole, who had a bunch of people working for him and then stole their inventions. Elon Musk, of course, does the same thing. What I didn't know until very recently is that the Wright brothers were not the first. We learn in school, oh, the Wright brothers first flight, brothers first flight. No, because those motherfuckers did not get in one of those planes until a bunch of other people had tested them. But we don't know who actually tested it, or I don't think we know. But if we do, their names are not nearly as famous as the Wright brothers. So all too often it's these rich industrialist types, or maybe not necessarily industrialists, but just rich guys in general, who push these technologies. They have a bunch of guys working under them, and these guys come up with some brilliant, strides forward in technology, and then, in swoops, your Wright brothers or your Elon Musks or your Thomas Edisons to take all the credit. Jujuan Ferreira says, let this go to show no billionaire will ever truly advocate for free speech. Probably true. Murphy 7801 gave £5 and says, Saudis own the second largest share of Twitter. Free speech is especially dead. That's true. The fact that Elon had to bring in the Saudis to partially fund this platform just goes to show you that freedom of the idea that this is going to be a free speech platform is a joke. I mean, we already realize this now, based on how Elon's running it so far. But holy shit, I didn't think it was going to be this bad this quick. But guys, guess what? Tim Pool, man, big brain Tim Pool. Holy shit. Big giant heaping goddamn brain on Tim Pool. He figured out what's really going on here. All right. Smart celebrities are trying to get banned on purpose. Before the bot sweep reveals that they had fake followers. If you get banned now, you can claim you took a stand, but if you wait for the bot purge, people will notice they were faking the whole time. Whoa, big brain take from my man, Tim motherfucking Pool, bro. Wright brothers deserve their props. It's your fault you were uninformed. Yeah, it's my fault that the entire U.S. education system conspired to teach me lies. Totally my fault. What does follower count have to do with literally anything? I don't know. Nothing, really. Unless the subject at hand is who has more followers, in which case it does have something to do with it. But on most subjects, not much. So yeah, Tim here saying that, like, Oh yeah, I guess the idea is that, you know, like Kathy Griffin and Ethan Klein and some other celebrities who have done this, they were just like, you know what? I'm going to be found out for having all these fake followers. So I'd better do something quick. I know I'll get banned on purpose so that, you know, I mean, like, what? Is that really anybody's thought process on the face of the earth? Oh, I doubt that it is, but, you know, hey, it's an interesting notion. So here's someone taking an epic shit right on Elon's dumb fucking head. Which you gotta love. Thank you, WFXW for your $2. Appreciate you. Elon Musk says, going forward, any Twitter handles engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying parody will be permanently suspended. And then this guy says, if only there were some system of verification available to a segment of the user base most prone to be impersonated. Is it possible you could build something like that for this platform? The joke being, of course, that's what the blue check mark is supposed to be. That's what can we stop sidestepping the fact that the whole reason that Kathy Griffin and Ethan Klein and others have done this is not because they're doing some malicious attack against Elon Musk, but rather to make a point about how monetizing, how giving out the check mark to anyone who wants to purchase one is a bad fucking idea fundamentally and at its core? Like, the entire purpose of the blue check mark is so that celebrity accounts and journalist accounts and politician accounts are not impersonated. That's the fucking purpose of the fucking check mark. This is a massive flaw in your plan, and you've thus far done nothing to address that whatsoever. 2022 is the year of copium, Russia defenders, Elon defenders, etc. I wish that it was the only year like that. And then Lips14 gave $50 Canadian. Thank you so much for that generous donation, you good citizen. It's a private company. That it is. It's a private company. Twitter is a private company, especially now. It used to be a public company. Now it is a completely private company owned by Elon and the Saudis and a few other investors. Lefties fucked up blue check marks, though, so at least paying for it has verification from your credit card, bank, etc. I don't understand by what reasoning or logic lefties, quote unquote, fucked up the blue check mark system, but okay. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I have no idea how that would be the case, but, oh, I guess you've been banned anyway, so, oh. The richest man in the world don't care. I don't know what you were actually banned for, but I guess you might have done something else. And yeah, I need to open something else here. Well, we'll do that in a minute. But someone just sent me some money and I didn't thank them for it. So I need to go track them down. But we'll do that in a second here. So this is funny to me. This is not so much about the hypocrisy of Elon Musk's totally bogus fake free speech platform. This is more about just his general incompetence. Reportedly, Elon ranked Twitter engineers by lines of code written in the last year and fired the bottom X%, which likely means he's gotten rid of everyone who worked on particularly challenging things like security, privacy, performance, and reliability. So I don't know that this is true. People Tarts gave $1.99, says liking the new background, TJ. Also, here's some money. Now, this is obviously unconfirmed. This is just some random Twitter user. But if this is true, it pretty much completely dispels any notion that Elon Musk is anything other than a complete and utter fucking buffoon and idiot. Because basically, what this says to me is that he selected people based on how much coding they did and not based on the quality of coding they did. Oh my God. What a dipshit. Like, give me a break. Holy fuck, man. I mean, like, I don't know much about coding. I'm not going to claim to. But I know that how good you are of a coder is not based on how many lines of code you can do. It's based on the quality and integrity of your code, right? I mean, give me a break, bitch. It's like, so this would be the equivalent of like, we're trying to judge contractors, and it's like, you're the best contractor because you've built the most buildings, and then all of his buildings are like pieces of shit that are falling down. Well, you're a shitty contractor. You only built 3 buildings, but his buildings are like skyscrapers. I mean, it's just fucking so dumb. Senior programmers write less and more difficult languages, write less lines due to how powerful languages work. I'm in the field of mass deploying code. Yeah. I mean, this is just, this is a no-brainer. I mean, anybody in any industry should be able to figure this out, that this is not a good policy. Now, that being said, once again, full disclosure, I don't know if this is true. This is just some random tweet somewhere that I pulled off of Reddit. So this could be totally bogus, totally bullshit. Take it with a giant grain of fucking salt. Trolley problem. This is from Aaron Lehman for $5. Trolley problem. You have Elon, Bill Gates, or Jeff Bezos. Whose tracks are you sending the train down? Of those guys, I don't know. I don't even want to answer the question. I don't even want to do this. So here is a, here's another Elon tweet. To independent-minded voters, shared power curbs the worst excesses of both parties. Therefore, I recommend voting for a Republican Congress, given that the presidency is Democratic. So basically, Elon is now a champion of our great system of checks and balances, letting us know, vote Republican for the Congress because the president's Democratic. If the president was Republican, right now this tweet would say, vote Democrat for Congress, I'm sure. I mean, it's very coincidental that the people he wants you to vote for are the same ones that are going to massively cut his taxes as a billionaire and probably raise yours as a working class person. But hey, amen. God bless him. He's out there advocating. In a world full of Tim Pools, be a TJ. Also, you're right about code. The best code is often the most concise code. Musk is not a genius. That's from David Drew for $10. Thank you, David Drew, for your insightful comment and your delightful $10, which I will use for, I don't know exactly what yet, but some sort of grand design for sure. Elon stunk. And finally, motherfuckers who ain't leaving Twitter no matter how bad it gets. And here's Eustace Bag sitting on his chair with the nightmare scape from the end of Evangelion, I believe, behind him. He says, "No, sir, not getting out of this chair." Doesn't get much more beautiful than that, does it? Here's another person putting forth the same trolley problem. You have Elon, Bill Gates, and Jeff Bezos. Who's track? I guess you know, I've gotten $15 to answer that question at this point. I don't think I can avoid it any longer. I have to tell you, whose tracks are going down. God, I don't want to send it down any track because, you know, Elon, he's too fucking funny. Never intentionally. But he's just too, I get too many lulls out of it. Bill Gates, you know, at least Bill Gates kind of actually made his own fortune. You know, I mean, like, he didn't start from nothing, but like, at least he was kind of down there in the fucking, you know, his like, he has a better claim to self-made than most of these guys do. Jeff Bezos, I mean, I get shit off Amazon all the time. So it's not like I really have much I can protest there, you know? I guess Bill Gates, because he's the most boring to me, you know? You got those Seth Rogen glasses, lol. Are these Seth Rogen glasses? Is that what these are now? All right. I think Bezos is objectively the most evil. Yeah, but I'm not basing it on that. I'm basing it on the most boring, because I think it's way worse of a sin to be boring than it is to be evil. So I'm gonna say Bill Gates bores me the most, so he dies. That's my choice. I don't want to send the trolley after any of them. I don't want to kill any of those dudes. I just want to take their fortunes away. That's all I want. Is that okay? Bill Gates stole a lot from Xerox, but he did invent the tablet. Yeah, I mean, plus Xerox is a Nazi company anyway. I mean, historically, look it up. This is there's some drama going on in the chat. HHC. This is Johnny the Insatiable Void taking on someone named HHC. Saying, no, you're a sheltered corpo simp pussy because you think Kathy Griffin and H3H3 are extreme leftists. You dolt. Lose the plot again, and I'm banning you because you're tiresome. Yeah, we don't even claim to believe in free speech around here. We'll ban your ass. We don't give a shit. The YouTube Lego guy. Thank you, TJ, for the years of content. Thank you for the $10. Appreciate you. HHC is just a troll. Aw. Oh, no. Now they got banned by Mendacious C. Cope with what? Elon taking over Twitter? Lols, that makes me happy. No cope needed. That was his last words before Mendacious C decided. Gone! Mendacious C is my most totalitarian mod. You know? Johnny is a close second. But Mendacious C, if someone's gonna be he's the fastest ban trigger in the fucking world. Bam, you're gone. And I like his standard too, because he's not like, you made me so angry or whatever. He's just like, you bore me. Dismissed. I love it. He agrees with me. Boredom, being boring is the greatest sin of all. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. You can't fucking deny it. Oh, I wanted to give a prop. I guess you don't really say that. You say give props. You don't ever really say give a prop. But you know what? I'm starting it. I'm going to give a prop. One single prop. To my good friend, Effed Up Kid, who gave $49.73. I always enjoy people, by the way, who give me weird dollar amounts. Also, today, I think I missed this as well, for $4.20. Goat versus Fish, my old buddy Goat versus Fish, says Elon Musk is a parody of himself and should thus be banned. Ironclad logic from Goat versus Fish, ladies and gentlemen. So beautiful, so powerful, so sexual, so magical. Yeah, I'm going to give him a single prop. No, fuck you. I'm giving him one prop. Just one. He gets one, and that's it. One prop. Not props. I'm not giving him props. What am I, made of props here? You get one. One prop for you, sir. TJ blinded by hate. I didn't even get hateful. I don't even hate Elon Musk. If anything, I'm kind of delighted at what a shit show this has been. I mean, he's making this very easy for me. Right? He is. Singular prop, bro. Singular prop. What kind of prop? I don't know. Probably like a funny hat. Hunter S. Bunsen donated $1.69 through Super Chat. That's what you get, Hunter. You get that burp. That burp is dedicated to Hunter S. Bunsen. So Donald J. Trump. It's been a while, man. It's been too long since I've gotten to talk about Donald J. Trump. But finally, the time has come again. Let's talk about him. Here you go. I guess I should put my headphones on so I can hear what he has to say. It's time, boys.
Party for the nomination like nobody's ever seen before. Let's see, there it is. Trump at 71. Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%. Mike Pence at 7. Oh, Mike's doing better than I thought. Liz Cheney, there's no way she's at party for the nomination.
Ron DeSanctimonious. Wow. What? What? A lot of Trump sycophants upset. Ben Shapiro a little bit sad right now. Ben Shapiro was a never Trumper for a minute. Then he realized that was where the party was going. He's like, actually, Trump's quite good. But now he's thinking, actually, Trump's quite bad. A few points on Ron DeSanctimonious. 1, terrible branding. 2, reminding everyone you have no discipline by attacking a top gubernatorial candidate popular with the base 2 days before an election and a week before launching a comeback campaign is an interesting strategy. It is an interesting strategy, isn't it? Because, you know, he actually, he won. He won last time doing this shit the whole way. He made fun of every fucking Republican under the sun and still managed to win, so I don't know. I zit my pants. I zit my pants. I zit my pants? You're trying to make it sound like I'm saying I shit my pants? I don't know. There's nothing to represent the H sound there is the problem. But thanks for the money. See, I agree with him on the first thing. I agree it is terrible branding. Because, you know, Trump's insults, classically, the classic Trump insult is, you know, it's not like this de-sanctimonious shit. Sanctimonious, too many fucking syllables in that motherfucker. Sanctimonious. 5 fucking syllables, and then you add D to it. That's 6 syllables. You expect the Trump base to get down with a fucking 6-syllable word as a nickname? They ain't gonna do it. I guarantee you a bunch of them had to go look up sanctimonious, like sanctimonious. Oops, didn't spell it good. Oh. Yeah, and so too many syllables. I mean, a good Trump insult is like Lion Ted. Good old Lion Ted. Lil Marco, you know? Lion Hillary or whatever, you know? No, Lion Ted. It was Lion Ted. What was Hillary? Crooked Hillary. Crooked Hillary. Lion Ted. De-sanctimonious. Not working. Not working. Not because he's attacking the guy the party likes. Not that reason. That's not the reason it doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is you're expecting the Republican base to get down with a 6-syllable word. You're expecting too much, Donald. I'm surprised you know it. Shit. Goddamn, boy. Goddamn damn. Matt Walsh don't like it neither. Matt Walsh mad. Matt Walsh mad. DeSantis is an extremely effective conservative governor who has had real policy wins and real cultural wins. Trump isn't going to be able to take this one down with a dumb nickname. He better have more than that up his sleeve. He does. See, here's the thing that Donald Trump will always have over Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is fake as fuck. In fact, if Trump really wants to come up with a name for Ron, he should call him like Fake Ron. Or like Phony Ronnie. Some shit like that. That's a better fucking name. Because you know what? One thing about Trump, he might be full of shit. He might be a liar. He might be a fucking wannabe Nazi scumbag, orange Cheeto complexion motherfucker. But he's authentic. Can't take that away. He's an authentic motherfucker. He's an authentic piece of shit. But he's an authentic piece of shit. Can't deny it. Trump taps right on into that American conservative id. Just fucking blindly hates things. But a lot of the fucking conservatives that actually have half a brain, which is pretty much the max brain limit for conservatives, a lot of them, they don't want Trump again because they're like, oh, but he's a liability because he's not mask on enough. He's just a little too mask off. We need someone who can hide it a little better. We need Ron DeSantis. But you know, I don't think that's what the base wants. I think the base still wants guttural, down in the mud Trump. They're just like, yeah, Ron DeSantis is a fucking bitch. I'm the best. Hillary belongs in prison, not me. I never did nothing wrong. I'm the greatest. Mexicans are rapists, bro. That's what they want. He also continues. Also, nice job launching your public attack against the most popular conservative governor in America 3 days before the midterms, when we're all supposed to be showing a united front. The naivete on display here, folks. Because here's the problem. These conservatives like Matt Walsh, do you guys actually believe for a second that Trump wants Ron DeSantis to win? Do you honestly think that Donald Trump wants Ron DeSantis to be elected governor of Florida? I mean, if you corner him, he'll say, I mean, he even said in a more recent rally, he's like, yeah, Ron DeSantis needs to be governor of Florida. Because he knew there was a little bit of murmuring going on about this. But in his heart of hearts, Donald Trump will be way happier if Ron DeSantis lost this Florida race, because whatever might benefit conservatives or the Republican Party in some nebulous sense, he doesn't give a fuck about that. Trump ain't about that. Trump's about Trump. And Trump will have an easier time getting the nomination if Ron DeSantis loses in Florida, because then he's no longer a threat. Oh, he can't even get reelected governor. He can't be president. Fuck that piece of shit. He's done that. His biggest hurdle to resecuring the nomination, gone, nullified. Of course, Trump doesn't want Ron fucking DeSantis to win, and that's why that came slipping out. Because this was not calculated. People in Trump's inner circle have been saying that he's been using this little nickname for Ron DeSantis for a minute now. He's been going around calling Ron this in private for a minute. So this is just something that kind of slipped out when he was, because he knew. He knows that he's going to have to run against this motherfucker. So he was just kind of testing out the little first blow. Let's see how this plays. But a lot of them don't like it because he did it, before the midterms. Dude, Ron DeSantis is going to win re-election, okay? You guys don't have anything to worry about. Ron DeSantis is not going to fucking lose against Charlie Crist, the most bland, uninspired piece of shit in the universe. Ron DeSantis has got it locked down. And there's nothing, unless Trump made some kind of like special announcement that was like, all MAGA people, do not vote for Ron DeSantis. He's a scumbag. He is not one of us. He is a fraud. Then maybe he could swing it. But him fucking throwing out Ron DeSanctimonious or whatever at a fucking speech casually, that is not gonna move the fucking bar one goddamn tick in either direction. So all this hand wringing and concern, oh my God, he did me 2 days before the midterm. It doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter, okay? He ain't gonna swing it. He ain't gonna move the needle with this. No one is gonna be like, I'm gonna vote for Ron DeSantis, and then hear, oh, well, Trump doesn't like him. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I have been a solid Trump supporter since the first GOP primary. I've never cared much for his name calling and mean tweets. Bullshit. No one is a Trump supporter from the first GOP primary if they're not a fan of his name calling and mean tweets. That's all he had. That's all he has, really. However, I was always willing to overlook that because the good outweighs the bad for the betterment of this country. Of our country. What the fuck are you talking about? Donald Trump, the way he governed, other than the little weird flirtations with fascism, other than that, his policies were pretty fucking standard generic Republican shit. You could have picked any one of those motherfuckers on the stage if it was just a policy thing. It was Trump's attitude that you loved. Quit being full of shit. In fact, this person either is lying about why they were attracted to Trump in the first place, or they're lying about being a Trump supporter early on. This is probably somebody who went from like a Ted Cruz guy or a Marco Rubio guy and then only supported Trump when it became clear that that was the party nominee, but now he's rewriting history to say he always supported him. Because the narrative being spewed here doesn't even make fucking sense. I love Trump from the get-go, but I never liked his insults and meanness. It's like, that was his entire shtick. If all you wanted was his fucking conservative policies, you could have voted for anyone on the stage and got the same goddamn thing. However, I think this sudden outburst towards DeSantis is completely unwarranted. I can't see a single reason for Trump to suddenly attack DeSantis. It makes no damn sense to me. And quite frankly, this really aggravates me. DeSantis is a solid conservative who is absolutely on top of his game and bows to nobody. What about Ted Cruz? Ted Cruz wasn't a solid conservative. Ted Cruz was pretty goddamn conservative, pretty notoriously conservative. Trump shat all over him, and not one of you, it didn't raise a fucking welt on anyone's ass that Trump did that. If this becomes a thing with Trump, attacking his fellow Republicans who uphold his own policies and fight for the America First agenda, I may have issue at the voting booth. That's exactly what he did the first time around, and you didn't care, apparently. According to you. I like Trump's policies and the way he runs the country. But I don't like Trump the bully, especially when he has no cause for such crap. Oh my God. What a fucking lie. What a disinformation spewing moron. And 110 fake fucking thumbs up. Disappointed Floridian about Donald Trump's remarks. As a Floridian, I am very disappointed with the remarks of Donald Trump. Playing the name-calling game before any hats are in the ring doesn't seem very presidential to me. I'm sure Ron DeSantis will not respond to this. Remember, he is a military man and very calculating about his words and actions. And then someone rightly is just like, since when has Trump acted presidential? This was always my issue with him, not his policy. His behavior is an embarrassment. Well, his policy is horrible too. But yeah, his behavior was always an embarrassment. This idea, I just love that there's apparently these Republicans out there, if these two little posts are to be believed, there's these Republicans out there who were fine that this guy acted like an obnoxious dickbag to everybody and everything under the sun until the day that he fucking had like a tepid half insult against Ron DeSantis. And now it's like, whatever happened to civility? Whatever happened to being nice? Oh my God. You guys loved this dipshit. You loved this dipshit because he attacked every other Republican on the stage and called them all a bunch of phonies. Now all of a sudden, I can't believe he would do that. I can't believe that's not the Donald Trump I know. Like, what? Yes, it is. The fuck are you smoking? What kind of crack are you fucking smoking, bro? Trump supporters have TDS. Yeah, maybe a little. Carlos Sagan gave 99 cents. Very nice of him to do that. Very sweet. Very sweet boy. Who be Trump's European minder since Macron will not be able to run in 2026? I don't know. Good question. Ted Cruz just got a beer thrown at him. Oh shit, really? Hold up. I gotta see this. Is there video? Please tell me there's video. Oh, damn. Is it? Where is it? Where is it? Beer fly. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, my God. I love it. 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 Ha ha. I love it so fucking much. All right. Guys. Are you ready? Are you motherfuckers ready for this? Here we go. I'm gonna get out of the way here. All right, it's time. Oh! Dude, is Patrick Bateman Cruz's security guy? Why does this dude look like fucking low-rent Patrick Bateman? Like Patrick Bateman disguising himself as like a normie or something. Okay, here we go. He's on. Here he is. We're gonna like do this slow, frame by frame here. So then this guy points like, uh-oh, he sees it. He sees what's happening. Oh, no. Cruz like, no. This guy, no one can catch it. Oh, damn. Oh, my God, yes. Oh, I wish it had hit him. But I still came a little. I still just came a little bit. Because it was beautiful. Apparently, he got booed off of that parade route, too. This is pretty thing. You should look up a device called a TP-Link. It will help you with your internet. I actually have someone coming to run some wiring for my internet on Thursday, so we don't have to worry about that. It's happening. Don't you fret. Don't you fret and don't you frown, because Santa Claus is coming to town. It's in Cruz's hometown. Oh my God, that's even fucking better. It's probably someone who personally knows him. It's probably someone he went to high school with. It's like, fuck you, Ted. Piece of shit. Oh, it's so fucking beautiful, dude. I want to go to the reality where no one saw the guy doing it. And Ted Cruz is like, got boofed in the fucking face. That'd be pretty fucking happy. That'd be a happy day. Yeah, I mean, maybe they were just trying to stone cold Steve Austin him, you know what I mean? Maybe it was a supporter that just wanted to see him do the old stone cold routine. You know, they toss him a couple beers, he cracks them open, he smashes them together, he gets up on the turnbuckle, you know, Texas fucking rattlesnake style, man. Yeah. There you go. I mean, hey, maybe it was a fanboy. How does an ugly piece of shit keep getting voted for? I don't know. It's because, you know, he might be ugly, but at least he's such a nice guy, you know? He's a great man. You know, he might not be the best to look at, but he's a great fucking guy. Don't always judge by appearances. Don't be superficial. Don't be a superficial person. Guys, come on. Be nice. Be fucking nice, okay? All right, I'm going to take a small break to go grab myself another drink, and you guys sit tight. And we're back. We got some more Ted Cruz goodness coming your way. We're going to talk about the old midterms, right? Midterm elections. Oh, yeah. I don't really want to talk about the midterms, but I guess that it's kind of, I mean, they're happening tomorrow. I guess it's kind of incumbent on me to do so. Right? Let's take a look. Midterms. Cruz predicts not just a red wave, but a red tsunami for Republicans on Election Day. Red fucking tsunami, bro. What was the intermission song? The intermission song is called, hold on, give me 1 second. It is called Cyberpunk Synthwave Saturna. Saturna. Okay? Did you hear that? That's for you, Murphy7801. So there you go. In Europe, everyone is talking about America voting out democracy on midterm. Midterms. Cruz predicts not just a red wave, but a red tsunami for Republicans on Election Day. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Cruz's nationwide bus tour hit 17 states in October and November in support of 29 GOP candidates. So Ted Cruz says he is incredibly optimistic heading into Tuesday's midterm election, saying he's confident there will be a red tsunami and predicting big victories for Republicans in the House and Senate. Cruz, Texas, during an exclusive interview with Fox News Digital at the end of his month-long bus tour, said he believes Republicans will retake the House and the Senate. I am incredibly optimistic, he said. I think it's not going to be just a red wave, but a red tsunami. I wonder if he's right, man. Who knows? Red tsunami, huh? So let's take a look at some data, I guess. This is from I believe this is a pretty Republican site here. Red wave update. Democrats are losing voters they took for granted thanks to misplaced priorities. If you want a bit of Schadenfreude on election eve, some new polls might leave you grinning. Over the weekend, new data showed Democrats that minorities are migrating to Republican candidates in a historic shift and the electorate sees them as focused on all the wrong things. All Democrats had to do was not be crazy. Biden inherited an economy in recovery and a nation looking to take a collective deep breath. Instead, Democrats decided to destroy the economy and push transing the kids. Voters noticed. So here's the funny thing. The only reason they're saying that we had an economy in recovery is because Trump was in power and the economy was shit. So, of course, they can't just admit the economy was shit. They have to say it was in recovery. Trump was going to pull it all together. No, he wasn't. And this idea that the Democrats decided to destroy the economy, similarly false. The economy was already on the course it was going to be on. Democrats did not push transing kids. Republicans decided to turn trans kids into a fucking issue to rile up, social voters. The same way they did with gays back in the 2000 election, with 2004 election, I believe, with Bush versus Kerry. And then again, I think in 2008, and probably again in the future. But now they got trans people, so they're more into the trans thing now. But if you actually look at polls about why people are voting, which they have some down here, trans people is not really one of the issues that people are saying. There's one of their top issues. Here's the top issues of voters: inflation and the economy, top issue. Immigration and the border, secondary issue. Protecting abortion rights, third issue. Something else: fighting climate change, gun violence, reducing crime, lowering healthcare costs, improving the education system, fixing infrastructure, lowering taxes, and then 1% just like, I don't know. Nowhere in there. Trans people. That's what's important to me. Stopping these goddamn transgenders. The trans issue is something that plays well with super culture war Republicans, but the vast majority of Americans do not, I repeat, do not give a shit. Sorry, they just don't. Did you move yet? If so, where'd you end up? None of your fucking business, but I did move, yes. I've moved, but I'm not yet revealing where I'm at. Because if I do, some right-wing extremists might come and murder me or something. Can't have that. I'm not ready yet. So yeah, even though they're looking even though this article provides the stats about what people care about and trans people are nowhere on it, they are still prescribing that as that's what's going on. Democrats, destroy the economy and making our kids trans. That's what they're up to. Fucking bastards. According to a Wall Street Journal poll, 17% of black voters would pick a Republican candidate for Congress. Yeah, would being the key word. Some hypothetical Republican somewhere. Ask them about any specific Republican. They're probably going to tell you, no, you're not going to get 17% for that. But some hypothetical black voters, 17% of black voters are open-minded enough that they're like, yeah, I guess if there was a really good Republican, maybe I'd give them a vote. But of course, there's not going to be a really good Republican because they're Republicans. They suck inherently. Among Latino voters, the Democrats' advantage is deteriorating quickly. In August, they had an 11-point lead. Now it's just 5. I can't believe that as elections get closer, polls tighten up. Holy shit. Anybody who knows anything about fucking electoral politics knows that that is going to happen in any fucking race. If polls aren't tightening as the race approaches, then someone is doing something wrong. But anyway, yeah. So here's why Republicans probably are going to have more victories than losses. I don't know about a red wave. I certainly don't think they're going to have a red tsunami. Red wave is possible. But when the economy is people's top issue, Republicans tend to win. No idea why, considering that the 2 worst financial crises of our lifetimes both happened under Republican presidents. 2008 crash under Bush, 2020 pandemic crash under Trump. But for some reason, people still have this dumb fuck idea, I guess based on nothing more than how Republicans market themselves, that Republicans are good at the economy. We good at the economy. Even as you have fucking raving lunatics like Marjorie Taylor Greene out there who fucking say nothing about the goddamn economy. Just that we gonna create jobs, I guess. I don't know. But somehow, through it all, America is addicted to the notion that Republicans are good at the economy. They're not. They never have been. But they just talk as if they are. And that's enough for most dumb fuck Americans who only tune into this shit. Really, most of them every 4 years. Some every 2 years. Anyway, David Drew gave $10 and says, amazing how Republicans can increase the deficit by $7.8 trillion and not only convince voters that inflation is Biden's fault, but also convince people that tax cuts will fix inflation magically. Tax cuts are going to make inflation worse and a tremendous amount of the inflation we have now. But like, this is fucking part and parcel of the Republican agenda. No matter what the problem is. Of course they're going to go in there saying tax cuts. That's the only thing. That's all they got. Even though tax cuts are hugely responsible for the fucking mountainous fucking deficit that we have now. The Bush tax cuts fucking destroyed our economy. But these motherfuckers are still just addicted to tax cuts. And it's their solution to everything. It doesn't work. It never has worked. You see some short-term gains as a bunch of the rich people go, yes! And buy more stock. And then the fucking stock market goes up. And then it's like, look, the economy's great. The stock market is not the fucking economy. Dipshits. That doesn't fucking benefit anybody. Except for people who have money in the stock market. Which that's not most Americans who are living paycheck to fucking paycheck. TJ's got that chaborka? The fuck is a chaborka? Well, I've got it, whatever it is. According to Josh Spicy, who gave me $5, and a very nice person. Anyway, Republicans sue to disqualify thousands of mail ballots in swing states. And the reason they're doing this lawsuit is basically they say, well, these ballots shouldn't be counted unless someone wrote the date on the outside. In Pennsylvania, the state Supreme Court has agreed with the Republican National Committee that election officials should not count ballots on which the voter neglected to put a date on the outer envelope, even in cases when the ballots arrived before Election Day. Thousands of ballots have been set aside as a result, enough to swing a close race. So basically, Carlos Sagan gave 49, says, love you, TJ. Love you too, Carlos. Appreciate you. So basically, even though they're talking about this red wave and shit, meanwhile, they're doing everything in their power to undercut people. Like, so basically, if I, as a voter, submitted my ballot, but I forgot to fucking put a date on the envelope, on the fucking envelope, my vote doesn't count. And this Pennsylvania Supreme Court's like, yup. Bullshit. Total and utter fucking bullshit. Voter suppression, go fuck yourself. You motherfuckers want to... If Republicans really believe this red wave narrative, why they do shit like this? Why you gotta cheat then, fuckers? Why you gotta fucking throw people's votes out? Why you gotta fight tooth and nail to make sure that as many people you don't like can't vote as possible? In Michigan, Christina Caramo, the Republican nominee for Secretary of State, sued the top election official in Detroit last month, seeking to toss absentee ballots not cast in person with an ID, even though that runs contrary to state requirements. When asked in a recent court hearing, Caramo's lawyer declined to say why the suit targets Detroit, a heavily Democratic majority black city, and not the entire state. I think we know why. Voter suppression, voter suppression, voter suppression. They can't win fair, so they cheat like motherfuckers. That's all they do. And that's why, of course, when Trump lost in 2020, they're all accusing the Democrats of fucking cheating. Because all they know how to do is project. Meanwhile, all the evidence indicates that they're the ones that are fucking running a shady game. Murphy7801 gave £5, says, just left the UK and the right-wing party after 12 years. did what Republicans did. Economy is close to collapse. Of course it is. You give your economy over to conservative economics, and your country is going to fucking collapse. It always happens. After 8 years of Bush, collapse. Only took 4 years of Trump, collapse. That's what fucking happens. That's what you fucking get. You fuck around, you find out. You play stupid fucking games, you win stupid fucking prizes. TJ, it's only cheating if a Dem loses, am I right? No. No, it's not only cheating if a Dem loses. But only Republicans fucking cheat in these elections. All the evidence, I mean, find me a fucking shred of evidence that Biden cheated in that election. In fact, there's evidence that Trump cheated in that election, but just still lost. Because there was just an overwhelming mandate from the people that we didn't want him in power anymore. Find me a fucking shred of evidence to the contrary. You can't. It doesn't exist. Go fuck yourself. Anyway. Issues in midterm elections. So this is according to Axios. I think this is based not so much on polling data, but on searches. While some topics maintain consistent levels of interest over time, other topics have seen major jumps in the aftermath of current events. See how the most searched midterm topics have changed across the nation. So I think this is a little bit unfair because, of course, jobs and taxes are going to be up there because people are searching that for other reasons besides, like, I am interested in this issue politically. You know what I mean? Like, jobs, people might be looking for a job. Taxes, of course, that's going to go up as October approaches because anyone who filed an extension on their taxes realizes, oh shit, my taxes are coming due. So yeah, jobs and taxes, of course, they're going to be up there. Firearms. That bounces around. Someone might be trying to buy firearms for fuck's sake, but whatever. So, like, you know, keep that in mind. People might be searching these terms for other reasons besides just their political interest in them. But that being said, here's a little snapshot of some issues that people were interested in. Here's the week of May 23rd to the week of October 31st. So jobs, pretty much always been number one. Taxes, pretty much always been number two, except for 1 week it went down to number three. And what went up to number one? Something that was way down here. Abortion. That must have been when Roe v. Wade went down. Firearms, always pretty high up there. Ukraine kind of bounces around. Wages, pretty stable. Pretty much around number 5. Sometimes it's number 4. Went down as low as number 8. Russia bounces around. China bounces around. Joe Biden, it's been important. It's been not important. Usually, it looks like in recent times, it's been more down than up. Donald Trump, his shit's ascending as people are more and more interested in, like, ooh, is he going to come back? Went from number 9 to number 4. Starting to do rallies again. The Splitter donated $5 Australian. Says, Economos is angry, TJ. Shouldn't never done freed them slaves. It's against the natural order. That's right. Economos is upset. But you know what? Economos is pleased that you believe the lie that the slaves have been freed. We just expanded the slavery to include everyone. All you wage slaves out there. Maybe you're not getting the whip cracked at you. But, you know, there's economic whips, too. Polling shows that most voters say economic concerns are top of mind. So this is bad news for Democrats. It shouldn't be, because once again, conservative economic policies time and time again crash the economy. So the idea that conservatives are actually good at the economy, whatever that means, is pretty silly. On firearms, what's an assault rifle? I mean, I don't know what you think of when you think of assault rifle. But when I think of assault rifle, I think of a gun that can fire bullets rapidly. Either like or like boom, 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 boom. That's what I think of when I think of an assault rifle. When I think of a rifle that's not like a non-assault rifle, I think of something that's like boom, boom. So that's what I would think of. That's my personal definition. I don't know if that meets any sort of actual concrete definition out there, but that's what I think of. And if you ask me about the distinction, that's what I'd say it is. But yeah, thank you for your $10 and for your question. Appreciate you. What about something more advanced? What about it? That's any semi-auto, man. Right. Yeah, that's what I'd say. If it's a rifle, I mean, if it is a rifle and it has some sort of automatic or semi-automatic capabilities, then I would say I would consider it an assault rifle. But I don't know why you're asking me this, because I'm not even in favor of banning assault rifles. If I was like some like virulent anti-gun person, about the only gun control measure I actually support is like I think there should be like some tabs kept on who owns them. In terms of like, you know, this person owns these guns. I think you should have to register your guns like you register your vehicles. Beyond that, I don't really support any fucking measures to control guns. I don't think any gun should be banned. I mean, maybe like a fucking mini gun like from Terminator 2 or something. I don't know. Billy Bobby. I'm still undecided on who I will vote for in New York. I'm not at all a fan of Kathy Hochul. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Thoughts on Zeldin? Look, you're asking me political wonk questions, and I don't give enough of a fuck about these midterms to know the answer to something like that. You know, there's a lot of great YouTube channels that maybe could get more into that kind of shit. You know, I don't know, like a David Pakman or like a Rational National or some bullshit. But me, I just don't care enough about the midterms to know that. You want to know about specific races like that, you're barking up the wrong tree. Because it just doesn't fascinate me that much. But economic issues, top concern, which I think if you look at, I think I even have some polling data here. Yeah. So of people who say the economy is their top concern, or they say it's very important, 47% are Republicans to 34% Democrat. So the fact that everyone is going around saying the economy is their top concern right now, and the fact that that question skews so heavily Republican, means that you might not be in for a red tsunami, but you're probably in for at least a red wave. Probably in for maybe like I mean, if not a red wave, then at least it's going to be like a red trickle. It's not, I don't think it's going to favor blue. Whether it's a wave, a tsunami, or a trickle, it's probably going to be a red something. Violent crime, also another issue that has been drummed up. The fear of violent crime has been really drummed up as of late. That skews very heavily Republican, even more heavily so than the economy. 49%. 49% to 32%. Foreign policy. 54%. Probably because there's, you know, escalations right now with Russia, with China, over territories like Ukraine and Taiwan. 47% of the people who care about that, Republican versus 39 Democrat. Oregon might get its first Republican governor with Christina Drazen, an election denying anti-vax Trump type, running against a Warren-like corporatist, Tina Kotek. Things aren't looking good here. Oregon, huh? Immigration obviously skews insanely powerfully Republican, which I think if you remember the poll over here, if you assume, not that, this here, if you assume that this poll is accurate, and this is from Third Way and Impact Research, conducted an online text web survey. So they said with an oversample of 200 swing voters. So take this with whatever grain of salt you want, but according to this, inflation and immigration, inflation in the economy and immigration in the border are the two top issues of this poll that oversamples swing voters. So if this is accurate, if this is an accurate picture of where the electorate's mind is at right now, and this is an accurate picture of the priorities of people who care about those things, then one of those things skews pretty strongly Republican, and one of those things skews insanely powerfully Republican. So, yeah. When you have, so the issues where Democrats do better are future of democracy, healthcare, policies about how elections and voting work, abortion, and Supreme Court nominees. These are the issues where Democrats do better. And none of these are huge issues in... I mean, some of these could be made huge issues. You know, healthcare, if there was more press coverage about healthcare shit, maybe that could be a bigger issue. Policies about how elections and voting work and future democracy, kind of almost the same issue. But assuming that, you know... I mean, this stuff's already been put in the media a bunch, so you can't really say that the media could push that more. Abortion, kind of weird how little that's been discussed since Roe v. Wade got taken down. Almost bizarre how little that has been talked about since then. Because that has not been kept fresh in the public consciousness. Supreme Court appointees, another thing that hasn't really been part of the public discourse as far as I've seen. So the issues where Democrats are doing well are the issues that I don't really see too many people talking about other than this future of democracy shit. The issues that Republicans are doing well in seem to all be issues that are very, like, pertinent bread and butter kind of issues that are, like, super vital and of the moment in the public discourse. So, yeah, it doesn't really seem like blue is gonna fucking win this one. Neither party's candidates have an edge with education, energy policy, and gun policy. America's pretty split on those, I guess. So let's talk about the issue of crime specifically for a moment. Because there's a little few facts about crime. This is from Pew Research. So around 6 in 10 registered voters, 61%, say violent crime is very important when making a decision about who to vote for. So about 61%. So 6 out of 10 people are like, yeah, crime is definitely going to be factoring into my decision. So Republican voters are much more likely than Democrat voters to see crime as a key issue, which we already know from that previous data we were looking at a moment ago. Roughly 3/4 of Republicans, 73% say violent crime is important, whereas only 49% of Democrats say it's all that important to worry about in this election cycle. SCon gave another $10, says, I feel Democrats believe they have ownership of democracy and a message that if you don't vote Dem, you're against democracy. Do you agree with that sentiment? All right, I'm going to put a pin in your question. We'll get to that in a minute, okay? Just remind me, if I try to move past this little line of segments without answering SCon's question, please just remind me. Because I do want to answer that. But I don't want to disrupt what I'm talking about right now. So 3, older voters are more likely than younger ones to see violent crime as a key election issue, which is no surprise. If you watch Fox News or you listen to terrestrial radio and you listen to, like, especially the kind of stuff conservatives are listening to, fear-mongering over crime is insane. This is, I mean, like, my parents literally will not go to New Orleans anymore. It's, I mean, like, one of the few benefits of living in fucking Mandeville, Louisiana, or Covington, Louisiana, or anywhere that's like on the it's called the North Shore. The North Shore of Lake Pontchartrain. It's your Slidell's, your Covingtons, your Mandevilles, you know, places like that right on the northern side of Lake Pontchartrain. One of the few benefits of living in that area, because there isn't much, is at least you're close to New Orleans, where stuff is actually happening. It's like you want to live near New Orleans where stuff is happening, but you don't want to live in New Orleans because it's expensive and it's harder to get a fucking house with a yard. And there's always been a crime problem in New Orleans. I'll be real with you. There is crime. But the amount of fear that my parents now have about the crime level in New Orleans is way out of proportion to what is actually going on in the fucking city. because crime has been high in New Orleans at various points in my life, and they were never scared to go there before. But now they're old and they listen to Fox News a lot. And voila, all of a sudden, they won't fucking set foot in New Orleans. It's just too scary. I went to New Orleans a bunch of times. It's no scarier than it ever fucking was, okay? It's no fucking scarier than it ever goddamn was before. But now they're scared of it because Fox News is letting them know crime, 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 crime. Black voters are particularly likely to say violent crime is a very important midterm issue. Black Americans have consistently been more likely than other racial ethnic groups to express concern about violent crime. Well, yeah, because there's way more crime in black neighborhoods. So yeah, it's a way more pertinent and vital issue to their day-to-day lives. Number 5, annual government surveys from the Bureau of Justice Statistics show no recent increase in U.S. violent crime rate. That's kind of the surprising one, I think, to a lot of people. In 2021, the most recent year with available data, there were 16.5 violent crimes for every 1,000 Americans, ages 12 and older. The statistic is unchanged from the year before, below pre-pandemic levels and far below record rates in the 1990s, according to the National Crime Victim Survey. So here it is over time. Here is the fucking simple assault, aggravated assault, robbery, and rape and sexual assault. Here it is in the 90s. Here it is now. This is where we are now. Right here. This. Now, maybe 2022 statistics are going to come out and we're going to see some kind of spike. But crime is fucking down, guys. Crime is way the fuck down. So this is a goddamn red herring. This is gibberish. This is nonsense. This has no bearing on reality. This is yet another time when Americans have simply been marketed to the idea that crime is up. And they don't care, and they will not let any facts get in the way of it because my cousin got robbed or some stupid fucking bullshit. Crime is fucking down. It's not up. It's fucking down. But they don't care because reality doesn't fucking matter to the conservative brain. It doesn't matter. Because all that matters is, what narrative can I spin? And if I can spin the narrative that crime is up, then crime is up, whether it is or not. Doesn't matter what the statistics say. Doesn't matter what the facts are. I can just tell whatever lie I want and say it's the truth. And anybody who fucking says different, you're a liar. You're a liar. Nuh-uh. The FBI also estimates there was no increase in violent crime rate in 2021. So according to FBI statistics as well, no increase. While the total U.S. violent crime rate does not appear to have increased recently, the most serious form of violent crime, murder, has significantly risen during the pandemic. So to be fair, even though simple assault and aggravated assault and robbery and rape have not really risen, murder has risen. Murder has risen. But still not to levels that are, it's not like it was worse in the 90s, it was worse in the fucking 80s at one point, worse in the fucking 70s. I mean, murdering people was legal in the 1970s. It was literally legal in the 70s. You can look it up. It's a fact. Absolute fact. Murder was legal in the 1970s. So there you go. So, I mean, to be fair, if we were concerned specifically about, oh my God, murder's up, that would be one thing, but it's not. We're concerned about crime in general being up. But why is the murder rate up? I don't know. Is this maybe like because people were home more, so more people were murdering their spouses and stuff? Like, I'm tired of this bitch telling me to do the fucking dishes. Bah! I think that could very well be it. How to TJ, you are so full of shit. How to what? How to TJ? Why I'm full of shit? Because what? How to? I don't understand the how to in that sentence. There are many reasons why voters... It's true, my mom was conceived during a serial killing. It's true. I mean, everyone knows this. Number 8, there are many reasons why voters might be concerned about violent crime, even if official statistics do not show an increase in the nation's violent crime. One important consideration is the official statistics for 2022 are not available yet. So that's true. We might... Uh-oh. Where'd my music go? Where'd my music go? No, I didn't tell you to pause my music. Fucking piece of shit. So we might see, hey, there was no rise in 2021, but the 2022 stats aren't out yet. We might see there was a spike. Are we going to see a spike? Is it going to spike back to this? Because I severely fucking doubt it. I severely doubt we're going to see a super significant spike here. Usually when we've seen a spike in crime, it's been like, here we see a little spike, here we see a spike, here we see a spike. These spikes are not this dramatic, like, whoa thing. Now, if we see that that's what happened in 2022, then maybe it's like, okay, maybe there was something to this. But as of now, we ain't seeing that. Murder was a legal teach. No, it was not. No, it was not. In the 1970s, in America, murder was legal. Fully legal. You could just go on the street, murder anybody you wanted, and no one would do anything. No one would do shit. Totally legal. Totally legal back in the 70s. Obviously a joke, okay? Murder was not legal in the 70s. So here, you know, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that there is going to be a red wave. What is the evidence against it? What is the evidence that there is not going to be a red wave? Now, I was going to put together a lot of information that shows that, you know, maybe it's not all bad for the Democrats. And there was some stuff I found that suggested that maybe this issue is a little bit more complicated than at face value. But you know what? Fuck all that bullshit. Because I found the most compelling piece of evidence that there really is. The most compelling piece of evidence that there's not going to be a red wave is Tim Pool thinks there's going to be. I mean, Tim Pool, the guy who swore up and down that Ilhan Omar and AOC were going to lose in unprecedented landslides, that Donald Trump was going to win all 50 states, like all that shit. He says there's going to be a massive blowout. Democrats panic over blowout loss. As safe blue area is now expected to flip GOP. Democrats panic over midterm loss as GOP to win Pennsylvania and New Hampshire in shocking projection. Joe Rogan predicts GOP red wave as diesel shortage gets apocalyptic. Democrat bloated voter fraud similar to 2,000 mules and sparkling criminal probe. RCP prediction, Democrat blowout loss. Democrats gonna lose. Over here on Timcast IRL, same kind of shit. If it'll ever load, Come on, load. Load! Anyway, he's saying the same shit over there. Whatever, it won't load for some fucking goddamn reason. Oh, here we go. Protest backfire on woke Twitter. Staff, advertisers pull out as resulting in mass layoffs. Oh, yeah, that was why. The mass layoffs were because the fucking advertisers pulled out, sure. Biden warns if GOP wins, democracy is over. Democrats panic after mail-in votes fall short, signaling massive GOP red wave. Governor admits they're being destroyed by GOP as red wave looms. Red wave, red wave, red wave, red wave, red wave! Red wave! So as far as I'm concerned, the fact that Tim Pool is screaming about a red wave at the top of his lungs is probably the best evidence that there isn't going to be a red wave. Because if there was a red wave, it would mean Tim Pool is right about something. And I just don't think reality will allow that to happen. You know something, TJ? I don't think Tim Pool fit enough words in his thumbnails. Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe my thumbnails are too much pictures, not enough words. More words in thumbnails. Damn it. That's what we need. Thank you for the $5. Thank you, Tucker White. So I'm supposed to respond to something that was said by S-Con, I believe. He asked, let me just go find his question so I can get the wording exactly right here. So SCon, who I hope is still listening, watching, whatever, says, I feel Democrats believe they have ownership on democracy and message that if you don't vote Dem, you're against democracy. Do you agree with that sentiment? So this is a complicated kind of question. Because on one hand, you know, Republicans do tend to engage in a lot of voter suppression. You know, the fact that they're making rulings specifically to challenge voting rights in Detroit, but then exempting everywhere else in the entire state of Michigan. Like, no, we're okay if they do it elsewhere, but not in Detroit. You know, where, of course, they know majority black, majority Democrat. The fact that they're trying to discard ballots in Pennsylvania looks like they're going to succeed because they didn't write the dates on it when they know that the majority of mail-in ballots are going to be Democrats and not Republicans. So there's a lot of weird voter suppression tactics that happen on the GOP side, and probably more so the more power they have over that process. And we saw that they made they did a good old college try at stealing the 2020 election. That being the case, it does seem like there are legitimate concerns that Republicans are not super interested in preserving democratic institutions, but rather in securing Republican power and, you know, just discarding anybody who's not, you know, Republican, just make the Democratic Party unable to compete. I mean, they've already done it with gerrymandering and stuff, too. I mean, like, the gerrymandering in this country is so ridiculous that, you know, oftentimes in the when it comes to like the House, you know, even though more voters vote for Democrats than Republicans, Republicans get more seats. That happens all the time. So that all being said, I don't think it's a good message for the Democrats to say that the Republicans are trying to destroy democracy. Because here's the thing. It's very easy to defeat that argument rhetorically in a very dismissive and haughty way. Because all you have to say is like, oh, according to the Democrats, voting for anyone but them means you're against democracy. Sounds like they want a one-party system. And that's all you got to say. Because we live in a two-party system. We got two parties we can vote for that are actually viable, Republicans and Democrats. And the sad state of affairs is that Democrats will come out there with the messaging, unless you vote for us, you're against democracy. Which seems so self-refuting. But then the other reality is Republicans really will use their power to subvert democracy. So, I don't know. Pick your fucking poison. It's not a great state of affairs. And really, the only way I see out of it is not voting Democrat or voting Republican. The only way I see out of it is to destroy the two-party system, which doesn't seem like something Americans are actually willing to do, despite the fact that most people you talk to kind of hate it. Everybody hates it. No one's willing to challenge it. Oops. So there's your standard. there's your existence. That's what you get. Garbage in, garbage out, I guess. So that all being said, I have a few more things I wanted to share with you guys. Nothing super big. Just a few little clips and stories and stuff. So yeah, I guess all that I have left is clips. So there's no stories now. This is all just some video that we have here. So this first story I want to show you. This is a judge who is deciding to be punitive over a completely arbitrary standard. So there is a woman who is up for bail. She's having a bail hearing. And the judge did not like the way that she answered his question. She's there for possession of 2 ounces of marijuana. Murphy says He gave 5 pounds. It says, new super party with The Rock, Tom Hanks, and whoever the U.S. loves for no reason. We'll see. Maybe it's just dumb enough to work. Okay. Economically, there really is only one party. I mean, in a lot of ways, yeah. Unfortunately. In other ways, you know, I would say we have a 2-party system. In other ways, we have a 1-party system. So, you know, figure that out, I guess. Another person Carlos gave $4.99 and says, what breed is your pup? I have a husky myself. My dog is part lab, part who the fuck knows what. We know Labrador is in there. Black lab. Other than that, not sure. Also have a Yorkie that I believe is purebred. Reptiles009 gave $4.99 and says, I'm writing my own fantasy series. Do you have any advice for me? Also, why do you hate the Critical Drinker? I don't hate the Critical Drinker. I'm not a fan of his content, and I think that the people who watch it are stupid. And the reason for that is because basically all he does is just point at modern pieces of media and just go, woke, 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 woke. And I'm just tired of that. It's just so boring. It's not interesting commentary. And, you know, when you actually look deeper into his analysis, it's pretty clear that a lot of the stuff he's talking about, he's never actually watched, never actually dedicated much thought into. And I just think it's like kind of fake. And it seems to me like it's just about, you know, inciting fanboy rage and monetizing it, and not about making actual legitimate criticisms of media. As far as writing advice, look, I have a very casual approach to writing because I do this kind of stuff so much that writing is something I do on the side when I have the time. And it's very difficult to maintain any sort of like stable writing schedule when you're doing YouTube stuff at the same time. That being said, a lot of people do it. I've not found that balance as of yet. I do want to resume work on my novel, which I haven't worked on for a couple months now. And it's going to take me a little bit to get back in the groove of it. So I think that probably at some point when I'm a little bit more settled in here, I want to get back in the habit of trying to write at least like a little bit each day. I'm really like as a person who has ADHD and shit, it's very hard for me to get into a schedule, but it's also very necessary for me to structure my life. So I'm going to try to do that. And hopefully writing will be a better part of that balance. So I don't really feel like until I've actually finished my book and you can see that it is of quality, and hopefully you will see that. Until then, I don't really want to go around giving writing advice because you have no idea if I'm even good at it as of yet. But yeah, I'm hoping to get that done one of these years. You know, I feel like if I could get the first draft done, the next draft would be a lot quicker because then at least the skeleton is there. But anyway, I want to show you this this video here. So once again, this is a video. I'm just going to read you what the thing is here. The title on Reddit, because this is posted on the public freakout section of Reddit. Someone should really critique Critical Drinker's bad ripoff of Born Identity books. I kind of did that in my... I haven't actually read them, though. But I could do that. Hold My Beer gave 420 and said thanks. You're welcome, Hold My Beer. All right, let's take a look at this. This woman was being charged with misdemeanor possession of less than 2 ounces of marijuana. The title on public freakout is Judge wrecks woman's life with arbitrary and punitive bail simply because he did not like her answer to a single question. The woman was being charged with a simple non-violent misdemeanor for possession of less than 2 ounces of marijuana. This is why bail reform matters. Let's take a look.
Bond is $1,000. Are you requesting a court-appointed lawyer?
I guess, sure.
Give me a yes or a no.
Yeah.
Give me a yes or a no.
Yeah.
I asked a question that calls for a yes or a no. I don't expect anything but a yes or a no. Not a maybe so, or a yeah, or anything else,
yeah.
or something. I heard what you said. Your bond just went up to $2,000.
Yep, that's right. Because this guy refuses to hear any affirmative other than yes. You say yes in my courtroom. You don't say yeah. You don't say mm-hmm. You don't say I do. You don't say none of that. You say yes or you say no. This guy is like the real life version of the stupid fucking judge from My Cousin Vinny, who just makes Vinny's life a living hell with his ridiculous by-the-bookedness to the point of absurdity. This, boomer judge. This guy, he literally, the penalty that she incurred by not saying the word yes and saying the word yeah instead is that her bail went up $1,000. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break, bro. So here's some cops in Florida. You guys might have seen this video because it's made the rounds. Cops in Florida stop blind man walking home from jury duty. Let's take a little peek at this, okay?
Hi there. What's this in your back pocket? I just saw you walking it.
So she asked him, what's this in your back pocket? For the record, what's this in his back pocket is his walking stick. You know, like you see a blind dude walking around. He's got a walking stick. He kind of, moves it around and shit. So he can get where he's going.
It's a navigational aid. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
It's a navigational aid. What's the problem? You a tyrant? That's what he asks her here.
Navigational aids. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
What's the problem? You a tyrant? Question mark. Let's hear the answer.
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name?
Yeah, I am actually. Well, at least she's honest, man. At least this fucking piece of fucking despicable shit is an honest, despicable piece of shit. It's a navigational aid. What are you, a tyrant? Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, I just so happen to be a tyrant, now that you mention it. Bacon tits, yeah. Good name for her.
Name and date of birth.
I don't have to give that unless
Yes, sir. I was investigating.
You have reasonable.
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now? Yes, sir, I do.
What is your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You don't have
you
to.
ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a dick to me.
Well, you're being one.
It's not. Yeah, that's a gun. Look at that gun. Whoa. I'm surprised she didn't just shoot him when he reached back there to grab it. I think it's because she knows goddamn well at this point that is not a fucking gun. At this point, she's already seen it. She already knows it ain't a gun because she didn't panic at all when he reached back there. If she thought he legit had a gun and he reached back there, wouldn't she fucking be like, whoa? So she already knows this is not a fucking gun at this point in the video. And now she definitely knows because he's holding it in his fucking hands.
To me.
No, sir. I'm doing my job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call
to
your
put you in?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
All right.
You don't.
Sir, what's the stop you for? For a walking stick.
For a walking stick. What you stop you for?
And it could look like a weapon. She asked you to present it, okay? Now she's asking me for ID. Okay. I don't need the ID unless there's reasonable articulated suspicion that I have committed a crime.
Goddamn citizens trying to exercise their fucking rights. We're gonna teach this guy a fucking lesson. This guy thinks he can tell us what his rights are? Bullshit. He's about to find out what rights he really has here in America. 0 rights. No goddamn rights. Except for right this way into the fucking police cruiser, bitch.
And committing a crime or about to do it.
Is it required to be obese to be a cop in the U.S.? It's not required, but it does seem to be a Yeah, I mean, it does seem to be like, I wouldn't say it's a prerequisite, but it's a commonality.
Crime. Sir, and her suspicion was that you were armed, okay? And she's asking you for your ID. Well, now she has verified that I am not armed. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, he's not armed. So, yeah, she doesn't need the ID at that point, right? If the suspicion is you have a weapon, and then it's demonstrated you don't have a weapon, the suspicion is over. You are no longer under suspicion of having a weapon because it's been demonstrated that you don't. So let me fucking go, bitch. Fuck's your problem?
So there is no problem. You have your ID or not? I do have my ID, but you don't need it, okay? Okay.
I see so many fucking times these cops, and it literally is. It's a law in the books everywhere, I believe. Now, I shouldn't fucking give legal advice. I don't know what the fuck is the fucking rules in every state. But in many states, probably this one that this is taking place in, you are under no obligation to show the cop your ID unless you're suspected of a fucking crime. But this guy, I mean, like, they told him, you're suspected of carrying a weapon. He showed them, I'm not carrying a weapon, I'm carrying a fucking walking stick. And yet they're still insisting on seeing this ID. And now he's being arrested.
All right, get his ID.
77 Whiskey Mike detained. I don't know where his wallet is.
Where's your wallet at, sir? I don't have a wallet on me.
Okay, where's your ID?
Where's your ID at? Pocket. Which pocket? You are not allowed to search me.
It's in this pocket.
It'd be fun if this cop just stuffed that money in his pocket, like, oh shit, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
I want your names and badge numbers.
1257 on Nick 65427.
Yeah, 4427.
Preferably
Hotel
your cards.
322 457 61 2540.
Yeah, 26, 23,
What did he even do? He was walking down the street with his walking stick in his pocket, and she thought it was a gun. And then she asked for his ID, and he's like, I don't have to show you my ID. And now he's being arrested. Or at least being searched. I don't know if they're going to take him away. Are you legally blind, sir? Where's your blind license? This guy's illegally blind. Taking you in, buddy. You don't have a permit for them non-working eyes.
Sir, are you legally blind? Yes, I am. Okay.
Are you legally blind? No, I'm not. Get on the ground!
I had to walk up here in the dark for jury duty, which was canceled. Why aren't you using your stick? You don't have to use your stick all the time? Not all the time.
ID card only.
26. Green. All right, Mr. Hodges. Was that hard?
It's going to be. I want your name and your badge number. You know what? Put him in jail for resisting.
Okay.
Put him in jail. You know what? Put him in jail for resisting. Yeah. You know what? Put him in jail for resisting. So, wow. I can't even fucking legally tell you what should happen to these fucking cops. We'll leave it at that.
All right, let's go.
I want your name and badge number too, sir.
Then, this mendacious sea gave 5 New Zealand dollars, says, then he revealed the secret knife in his walking stick and did a backflip over the cop. As he landed, the stunned policeman slid into 1,000 tiny pieces. For he was secretly Zatoichi, the blind swordsman.
A seat.
You want to pick my property up, please?
I sure will, after you have a seat.
You want to pull this out of my back pocket?
Sure. Here, I'll grab your jacket for you, too.
So, I can't tell you what should happen to these cops in our society in the context of this, but I can tell you this. When I'm king, and if I see a video like this, these motherfuckers ain't gonna be on the planet for too much longer. That's all I can fucking tell you. Once I am king, once the people of the earth have united together and fucking presented me with the crown that I so richly and rightfully deserve, motherfuckers like this will be dealt with. Just so you know. Carlos gave $0.99. $0.99. What a fucking... I'm so mad I can't even fucking... Give me 99 cents. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate you. Woo! That was a rough one. Please tell me that something horrible happened to these fucking officers. Please tell me that something has come of this. Please tell me these fucking pieces of shit were fired or something, right? Give me at least that. Florida cops blind man. Got a story from an hour ago here. Let's see what's going on with this. Viral video of blind man's arrest sparks probe of Florida deputies. Okay. Probe, huh? Florida deputies may be in hot water. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Fuck you. May be in hot water. Get these motherfuckers in hot water already. I want them in hot water. Boiling water. All right. So this is a video that's been making the rounds today. Spotted this here and there. I've been seeing a lot of conservatives posting it, which I guess maybe it suits their narrative needs of the moment, but still an interesting video. This is CIA admits to putting out disinformation through media. Crazy fucking confession. Let's take a look.
Did you not when you were there? No.
All right. Very, very low volume. So hold on. We're going to have to do some work to boost this up. First of all, we're going to kill the background music I have going on here to give it less to compete with. We'll get to Matt Walsh in a second. We're going to boost this volume on up. Volume master, going to take that there. Also, thank you to Nadir Salim Lagnimi for one of some kind of currency.
Several jobs. One of my jobs was that of analyst. I also was an interrogator and indeed briefed the press when we, the CIA, wanted to circulate disinformation on a particular issue. Disinformation is not necessarily
Is this from 1970? I believe it's from 1983. Let me double check that really quick. Let's see if I can find a little bit more context about this interview here. Yeah, this was filmed in 1983. So this is a very, very old video. This is from before I was even born. So this is about 40 years old. But I'm sure the policy of the CIA has not changed drastically in that time. And in fact, so you can see the subtitles a little more clearly. I'll put myself up here where I'm a little bit more out of the way.
a lie, it may be a half-truth. And we would pick out a journalist. I would go do the briefing and hope that he would put the information in print. For instance, if we wanted to get across to the American public that the North Vietnamese were building up their force structure in South Vietnam, I would go to a journalist and advise him that in the past 6 months, X number of North Vietnamese forces had come down the Ho Chi Minh Trail system through southern Laos. Now, there is no way a journalist can check that information. So either he goes with the information or he doesn't, and ordinarily or usually, the journalist would go with it because it looked like some kind of exclusive. And I would say our percentage planning that kind of data was 70 to 80%. The correspondents we targeted.
So there's some weird gaps in this for some reason. I don't know if that's because of it being edited down from its original form. I mean, obviously it's been edited down. I don't know where you could find the full video, because the one I've seen has been this one. But clearly there's been some stuff cut out. But doesn't look like anything super relevant has been. But, you know, just to draw your attention to that.
Were those who had terrific influence, the most respected journalists in Saigon, like Robert Chaplin of the New Yorker magazine, Kai's Beach of the Los Angeles Times from time to time, and also he worked for the Chicago Daily News. Bud Merrick of U.S. News and World Report, Malcolm Brown of the New York Times, even Maynard Parker of Newsweek magazine. We would go after these gentlemen. I would be directed to cultivate them, to spend time with them at the Caravel Hotel or the Continental Hotel, to socialize with them, and slowly but surely to try to gain their confidence by dolloping out valid information, information which was true. And then I would drop into a conversation the data that we wanted to get across, which might not be true. One piece of data, for instance, that we managed to plan in the New Yorker magazine had to do with a supposed North Vietnamese effort in 1973 to develop airfields along the border of South Vietnam. The reason we wanted to plant this information was that we were trying to persuade the U.S. Congress that Saigon should be continue to get a great deal of aid, and that the North Vietnamese were the chief violators of the ceasefire accord. That was printed in the New Yorker magazine under the byline of Robert Chaplin, as indeed was a great deal of such information which we tried to circulate.
So here's a guy from the CIA. Don't know his name, by the way. But he's basically saying, like, okay, so what we do is we get these journalists, we cozy up to them, we dollop out some true information, and then we smuggle in some fucking bullshit that suits our needs. And this is basically so we can get the American public on our side so that they put pressure on the elected officials to continue doing things that we want. That's part of our agenda. And this is how the CIA fucking operates. And by the way, also, this is a fucking pretty big reason why in America so few people trust our institutions. You know, one of the things we talk about right now, one of the things I talk about quite a bit, is the presence of misinformation on social media, in politics, how we live in this post-truth reality where nothing is trusted, and, you know, people just believe whatever they want, and reality has become kind of a, you know, choose-your-own-adventure book where it's like, if you want this to happen, turn to page 73. If you want this to happen, turn to page 91. And people just go with whatever narrative suits their agenda the best, and truth is kind of left by the wayside. And this kind of stuff right here is fucking exactly the reason why we've found ourselves in that predicament in the first place. Because here is a government spook planting disinformation in major American publications to suit the agenda of the CIA, which destroys any sort of faith anyone might have in our intelligence gathering agencies, which destroys any faith one might have in our journalistic institutions, which destroys any faith one might have in our electorate, which destroys any faith one might have in our elected officials. So it's stuff like this that has destroyed any credibility of any institution or any power in America. And that's why, you know, we're at a point now where no one gives a shit what the truth is, where no one gives a fuck, because it's just any accountability, any credibility has just been thoroughly fucking butt-fucked into non-existence.
I planted a piece of information with a reporter. I would ordinarily then try to create an environment in which he could not check the information. I would go to the British ambassador and brief him on the disinformation I had just given the reporter. So when the reporter wanted to cross-check what I'd told him with, say, the British ambassador, New Zealand ambassador, or what have you, he would get false confirmation, the same message coming back at him. He'd say, aha, I've got proof that Frank Snepp told me the truth, when in fact, what he'd gotten was simply an echo of what I'd given him in the first place, via the British ambassador or other of our friendly diplomatic contacts. I am, as an ex-CIA agent, opposed to the disinformation activities in which I was involved. I admit that I was involved, and I think it served no useful purpose. Propagandizing the American public or Congress is not the CIA's job.
But isn't it, though? Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds. Probably not that cheap, actually. Dirty deeds done quite expensive. But yeah, really chilling stuff. Anyway, one more thing before I bid you guys adieu. We're going to look at some Matt Walsh, because I guess I just hate myself enough to watch Matt Walsh at this point. Here we go. This is, I saw the title of this, and if he's making the argument that I think he's going to make, then I fucking love this. Because it's such a stupid it's such a stupid argument that's about to be put forth to us all that I can't help but but I don't know. I don't even know what to fucking say anymore. Let's just
All right, I also wanted to mention this. This is from Variety before we get to the comment section. It says, at the height of the backlash against J.K. Rowling over her views on the transgender community, Harry Potter star Daniel Radcliffe published an open letter in which he proclaimed trans women are women. In a new interview with IndieWire, Radcliffe opened up about why he decided to speak out publicly against the author who essentially gave him his acting career. He said, the reason I felt very, very much as though I needed to say something when I did was because, particularly since finishing Potter, I've met so many queer and trans kids, and young people had a huge amount of identification with Potter on that. And so seeing them hurt on that day, I was like, I wanted them to know that not everybody in the franchise felt that way, and that was really important. Okay, now, even for...
So, perfectly reasonable sentiment from Daniel Radcliffe. Let's see how Matt Walsh squeezes some outrage out of it.
Even aside from the fact that he's totally wrong on the transgender issue.
No, he's not. You are, you piece of pig shit. Man, there's a point. I really need to figure out something, guys. Guys, you need to help me out. I need to figure out a way to say the things that need to be said about these people that won't get me shit canned off of every fucking platform on the internet. Help me out here. Help me figure this out. One of you guys, send me a suggestion. Tell me what I can fucking do. Tell me what sort of coded language I can use. Anyway.
Of course, he's completely wrong about that. And he's defending the transing of kids, and he's wrong to do that.
Transing of kids? Shut the fuck up, you miserable cretinous fuck. Man. I'd just love to fucking shake his hand. Shake his hand, give him a big old smile. Big old pat on the back.
That. He also, just, even putting that aside, you owe it to J.K. Rowling.
No. Incorrect. He does not. Wait. This is exactly the argument I thought you were going to make. And I was kind of hoping deep down within that maybe you were going to make some kind of other argument, but you're actually doing it. So I don't know. Let me hear you do it.
To keep your stupid, ungrateful mouth shut. Actually, you actually owe that to her.
Oh. Okay. So you get that, guys. If someone writes a book and then you audition to play a character from that book, and then you, out of thousands of people, are selected as being just right for that role, and then you make money doing that performance, and then later on the author of that book says some reprehensibly disgusting, evil shit, you are not allowed to criticize her. Don't even think about criticizing. You know what? You owe it to her to shut the fuck up and let that bigotry stand unchallenged. That's your new job. You know why? Because you made money. You made money on her, so you never get to say nothing bad. You never get to say nothing against her at any point. You are not allowed to disagree with J.K. Rowling, and if you do, you're a fucking traitor, bitch. Like, that is the dumbest, most revealing fucking thing. Because, you know, that just shows me that this guy does not give a fuck about truth. It's all about some weird loyalty game to him. You know? Like, oh, you got to be loyal to J.K. Rowling because she wrote the book that you played the character in the movie of, so you now owe her eternal allegiance on all things forever. What a weird, psychotic fucking argument. What a psychotic dipshit. What a retard. What a scumbag. What a fucking reprehensible, cretinous ball of shit. Oof, oof, oof. F minus. I give your existence an F. And I cast you into the sun, good sir. I use my wizard powers to transport you bodily into the sun. Okay.
Because she did, in fact, give you your career. Like, you wouldn't exist in the industry at all. Nobody would know your name without her.
No one gave no one gave him shit, all right? Let me ask you this. Is this how it went down? Need to talk if they find comfort as opposite. I don't know what you're saying, but yes, money is good. Thank you. Here's the thing. Did J.K. Rowling point at some random kid named Daniel Radcliffe and says, all of your dreams are coming true. You're Harry Potter because I'm just giving that to you. It's not based on merit or work at all. You just get it because you get it. Not how it happened, guy. Thousands of kids tried out for that role. Daniel Radcliffe got that role because he fucking was the best, apparently. So, what? What are you talking about? No bearing on fucking reality. No bearing on reality whatsoever. Murphy7801 says he's projecting his own morals, that he's loyal to whoever gives him money. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said it was revealing. Would Walsh be saying this if J.K. Rowling was one who was pro-trans and Radcliffe against? Obviously not. He would be celebrating. No, yeah, of course he would. You're right. I mean, we all know that. Is there even if you're a conservative watching this that hates trans people, you know in your heart of hearts that if the situation were reversed and J.K. Rowling was like adamantly pro-trans and Daniel Radcliffe came out and said, you know what? I think this is horrible and I think she's transing them kids. This same motherfucker would be on there, Daniel Radcliffe is a hero for standing up to J.K. Rowling. And, you know, he's risking a lot by coming out here and saying this stuff, you guys. He's a hero. He's a good man. So, yeah, of course he's totally full of shit. Of course this has nothing to do with any actual principles. It's just like him pro-trans, him bad, him you know, him against trans, him good. That's it. Anybody who's fucking pro-trans, he's against. Anybody who's anti-trans, he's for. And that's all it boils down to. Anything else he's saying is just a bunch of fucking post hoc justifications for his fucking bigoted bullshit takes that have nothing to do with fucking reality.
So she gave you everything that you have.
She didn't give him shit. He fucking auditioned and he won the fucking audition or whatever the fucking term is. He fucking auditioned for the role. He was selected as being the best at the role. You're acting like his skill set and his agency and all that shit is in no way involved in him getting this role. You're acting, it wasn't like the role of Harry Potter wasn't given to him as a fucking gift, you stupid dipshit. He earned it by auditioning for it. That's how it works.
And so you actually owe it to her. You owe some loyalty to her.
No.
So see all these Harry Potter actors, and there were a few that didn't speak out against J.K. Rowling. There might have been one or two that actually defended her.
I don't think so. Let me find out. Harry Potter actors on J.K. Rowling. I guess what's his face? God, what's that fucking guy? The Monty Python guy. I guess he might have spoken out for her. He was in those, wasn't he? Somewhere. He was like one of the ghosts or something. Daniel Radcliffe spoke out against her. Emma Watson was like, fuck this trans hating bitch. Rupert Grint. Blah, blah, blah. I like J.K. Rowling I liken J.K. Rowling to an auntie, Grint wrote. I don't necessarily agree with everything my auntie says, but she's still my auntie. It's a tricky one. So basically, he's like taking more of like, I don't really like the anti-trans stuff, but you know. Yeah, John Cleese, right? He played something in that shit, didn't he? Trying to find someone has to have fucking agree with her. Let's see. Someone who worked with him, blah, blah, trans. Yeah, nope. Ralph Fiennes. Does Voldemort agree? I can't understand the vitriol directed at her. I can't understand the heat of the argument, but I find this age of accusation and the need to condemn irrational. I find the level of hatred that... So Voldemort's with her. Voldemort sides with her. That's cool. Yeah. So, yeah, she's got Voldemort on her side, and who else? Anybody? Who's this guy? I don't even remember him. What is he? Jason Isaacs? Yeah, he said he's another one of these guys like, I don't agree with her, but I'm not going to condemn her. So basically, I might as well. Hagrid. What did Hagrid think? He's just like, I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to get hate mail. He's just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want it. Leave me alone. I don't even want to fucking weigh in on this. Daniel's message is love. Imagine being angry at that. Well, yeah, I mean, this dude's a conservative, right? Conservatives tend to hate love. They hate love. They love hate. It's like the beginning of irresponsible hate anthem, which maybe should be changed to like conservative, normal fucking status quo anthem. I don't know.
And I think one of them died recently, and the left was dancing on his grave, obviously.
No, I don't really remember anyone dancing on Hagrid's grave, dude. What?
But most of the Harry Potter actors came out against her. Which, again, they're wrong on the facts. They're wrong about...
No, they're not. No one's wrong on the only one's wrong on the facts is you. We can have that argument anytime you want. But you have to have it with me in person. That's my only fucking prerequisite. I refuse to argue with this guy unless he's within slapping distance. I'm not saying I'm going to slap him. I'll make that clear. I'm not saying I'm going to slap this motherfucker, especially not with my big ring finger. But I need to be within slapping distance because I need him to be a little nervous that I might slap him. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm saying right here, right now, Scout's honor, I will not slap him in the face, but I want to be close enough to slap him in the face. And then I will have any argument. It's just like the left, you know, they won't engage in an honest argument. They have to have the insinuation of violence. Yeah, I guess so. You in or out?
About the issue. But also, where's the loyalty? How about having some loyalty to a woman who gave you your whole career?
No, she didn't give him the fuck, dude. Auditions. It was a high, like, the role of Harry Potter was an extraordinarily coveted role. They didn't just pick a random kid named Daniel Radcliffe and say, Daniel Radcliffe, as a gift to you, the role of Harry Potter. He had to audition for it. Let me just fucking hold up. Let me see how many people auditioned for this role. How many kids auditioned to play Harry Potter? All right, here you go. 17,000 fucking kids wanted to play Harry Potter. 300 actually got auditions. Like direct auditions for the director. And he was chosen of those. So it went from 17,000 to 300 down to fucking Daniel Radcliffe. He had to earn that shit, okay? He didn't just get it as a gift. And if it was a gift, Gifts don't come with fucking promises of eternal loyalty for every ideological position you might have in the future. I'm giving you this wonderful gift, but you must agree with me forevermore. That's the rule. What? AH909, AHR909 says, speak of conserves as if talking love to them is worse than death for them. May help code your words so that you can be that lovely ultra. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. From now on, whenever I start being super nice, just assume I mean, like, you know, super mean. Like, if I'm like, man, I'd love to give Matt Walsh a big old hug. I just want to just ruffle his hair. I just want to say, hey, Matt Walsh, you a great motherfucking guy. I love you so much, man. God. I just want to goose him. Just want to give him a little goosing, you know? You scamp. The old dog whistle is in Minecraft, but a bit... Yeah, too many people know in Minecraft now. Too many people know that one. So whoopsie on that one.
Everything that you have is because of her. How about a little bit of loyalty for that?
Shut up, you twat.
Now, that doesn't mean that if someone is your friend or if someone helped you professionally, that you can never, under any circumstances, criticize them.
That's what you just fucking said, dude. Okay.
I mean, there might be something really horrific they could do where you feel like you need.
Yeah, like, for instance, say a bunch of horrible transphobe, like, use their giant platform to say horrible shit about trans people. But I guess in your world, that's like a righteous and good thing because you're evil. So I guess I shouldn't expect good things to come out of your evil fucking mouth.
Need to speak out.
Uh-huh.
But just jumping on a dog pile.
Uh-huh.
On someone who, again, gave you everything that you have.
What the fuck? Baby Matt Walsh doll in the background? Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Look at that little weird baby Matt Walsh doll by his banjo. It's my little baby Walsh. It's baby Walsh. That's right. I'm Big Walsh, and this here's Little Walsh. Would you like to say hello to Little Walsh?
On top of you being wrong, you're also a disloyal rat.
Uh-huh.
Along with it.
Yep.
Which is worth noting. That'll do it for...
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great. Die of AIDS. I mean, you know. You don't have to die of AIDS. You could just get AIDS and suffer for a really long time. That'd be fine, too. Anyway, just joking. Ha 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 ha. So, let's talk to the chat for a minute, shall we? You guys enjoy the show? Hopefully you did. If you did, toss a little coins my way, maybe. I don't know. A lot of you already have. Thank you to those who have. But maybe if there's anybody who's been holding back, waiting to make sure the whole show was legit before they threw me any money, now's the fucking time to do that. But if not, whatever. It's fine. I still love and appreciate you just for showing up here, just for spending some time with me, being my buddies, being my little friends, hanging out with me, talking shit on Matt Walsh, talking shit on all these motherfuckers. What's my opinion on Chinese food? Love it. Love me some Chinese food. Yep. Big fan. Love beef with broccoli. Love General Tso's chicken. Love Moo Goo Ga Pan. Love a crab rangoon. You know? Love all that shit. Yeah, deep fat fried. I'm not done streaming for the day. Head on over to the Deep Fat Fried channel. I'll be streaming there at 7. Not even an hour from now. So if you want to see that, head on over there. We'll be talking about Kanye West and the Black Israelites. Going to be talking with Scotty a little bit more about Kathy Griffin's Twitter suspension. Talk about all kind of stuff over there. Deep Fat Fried pretty shortly here. TG, are you still strongly anti-murder? I mean, you know, I would say that murder is wrongish. wrong-esque, you know, in many circumstances. Roman 18 gave $5 very nicely and generously. Sputnik also gave $1 Canadian very nicely and generously. Roman says, what do you think about salty britches instead of salty bananas? Maybe. Think about that. Dastardly Bastard the Second gave $1.50. Didn't say a goddamn thing, just being nice. Just a nice person, even though he claims to be a dastardly bastard, but actually, he's a bastardly dastard. He's a good man. A nice fella. Egg drop soup. Yeah, egg drop soup is legit. Can't fucking argue with that. Self-defense isn't murder. That's true. You're right, Void. That is true. Self-defense is not murder. TJ, how do you convince vegans that chickens aren't people? I don't know. I don't really bother. If I argue with a vegan, I don't argue with any sort of belief in my brain that they're going to change their minds. I'm just like, you know what? You guys are committed to your moral principle, so good for you. I'm not going to sit here and argue it. The last time I did, I was just like, this is really frustrating. Because they just move, they move around all over the place. They won't fucking address any of the fundamental flaws with their overarching premise. And it basically always boils down to humanity. Somehow, when we need to be higher creatures, like they basically have this thing where they separate human beings from nature. They want us, on one hand, to be these creatures that are above nature, and then on the other hand, we're right in nature. You know, we're just animals like all the rest of them. Okay, then why are we held to a higher moral standard than the other animals? Well, because we're humans. You know, we have the capacity to. Okay, well, we have this great capacity to this. Then we've used that to make these decisions to eat meat. We've used that to do what nature programmed us to do. TJ, I'm a butcher. What is your favorite cut of beef for $2? Very apropos moment to ask that question and to state that profession. I am a little bit bougie, so I would say for me, it's always going to be filet mignon. Also like a New York strip. No, I'm pretty down with a sirloin, though, you know? Anyway, we can talk about veganism some other time. Junkman226 gave $4.99 and says, would you ever consider leaving the U.S. if it became a fascist state? Well, I'd have already left if that was the case. Because as far as I'm concerned, this motherfucker's been a fascist state for a minute. I think it's been fascist for a while. I think it's just two-party fascism. I think it's just fake freedom. Same way, like the U.S. is free in the same way that Elon Musk's Twitter is free. Makes a big spectacle out of it, but when you actually look at I mean, like, I just saw the cops gaffled up a blind dude and arrest him because he fucking tried to stand up for his rights. He's just like, can I have your guys' badge number? You know what? You're resisting arrest. Arrest him. Put him in the fucking car. Put this blind piece of shit in the car for questioning us. It's like, we already live in a fucking fascist state, bro. Wake up. I mean, you know, at least a totalitarian one. If you don't like the word fascist for us, totalitarian at the very least. If you like Stripe, get Prime strips. Way better than Angus. Okay. Mind framed. What did JK actually say? I mean, you're going to go look at the whole history of comments if you want to. Plenty of people have done videos about it. Plenty of fucking sources have reported on it. I mean, she's gotten way more aggressive over time because her rhetoric kind of started off a little bit more modulated. It used to kind of just be like, you know, I have questions about trans people. But now it's like, you know, what do you think Donald J. Trump's biggest kink is? Getting flicked in the balls. I don't know why that was the first thing in my mind, but yeah. But now her comments are like, these men are sneaking into locker rooms to rape women. They've become trannies just so they can rape women. They're in there with their big tranny cooks raping our women. It's like it's starting to sound more like a J.K. Rowling weird sexual fantasy at this point. Steve gave $4.99 and says, good stream, dude. Thanks, Steve. Good $4.99, dude. Good comment, dude. Appreciate you. It's always a bad sign when someone says, I have questions about an issue that already has clear answers. True. Anyway, I think I'm going to head out. I have to do some prep for my show on the Deep Fat Fried channel. Once again, that is happening at 7 o'clock. Currently, it is 6:19, so that's happening in 41 minutes. See you guys there. Love you all. Fare thee well.